Understand this, that the compassion of Jesus wasn't just towards the harvest. It was also towards the laborers. He sees that the laborers are few. He sees that they are overwhelmed. Now, guess what? Maybe you never thought about this. Jesus said, pray the Father to send forth. Oh my God. Follow the context. Jesus said he saw them and had compassion because he saw them as sheep having no shepherd. Is he not the good shepherd? He's the good shepherd, but he's overwhelmed. He's the good shepherd, but he knows that as long as he's in the incarnation and he's truly a man, he cannot do it all. And so he's saying, we need other shepherds. That's the fact. And he says, pray about it. The compassion shouldn't just be for the harvest, but for the laborers. Let me tell you something. You don't really know. When I smile when people go through a small challenge in church and then they just stop coming, and they start saying church hurts. I've told you before, pastors have pastor hurts too. You don't know what the average church goer does to their pastor. You don't know. Something happened years ago. The Lord asked me specifically to travel to a state in this country. I booked the flight, went to see a pastor, and I said, the Lord just asked me to ask you how you are doing. And I saw why the Lord sent me to him. Because halfway through the conversation, he said, yeah, so I'm actually fine. So what can I do for you? I said, nothing. I came to check on you. He said, what? He said, no one has ever asked to see me. No strings attached. You don't want something. You don't want a gift. You don't want a prayer. You are not trying to invite me to your church. You just came to check on me. And in a moment of vulnerability, he said, I'm used to performing. People invite, they don't care. They like my gift. They don't know how I'm doing. They don't know how I'm doing. They don't know how my marriage is. They don't know how, So listen, the Lord told me most pastors are overworked, grossly overworked. And the truth is this, we don't care. How do I know? Because you tune in for morning prayers. If it's not the main pastor, you tune off. So you want the pastor to personally lead you in prayer. Then maybe do Bible study in the afternoon. Then maybe call you during the week. Then attend all your family functions. And then preach all the services on Sunday. You have not asked, how is his marriage? How is he being there for the children? And then, God forbid, if the children end up in a way that is not godly, you will be the first to comment.